My name is Richard, and I'm a software developer from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm 35 years old, and my story begins one quiet night when I realized the woman I loved was a stranger. I woke up to a faint sound, not the house settling or the wind outside, but the sound of breathing right next to me. It was too close to intentional. I kept my eyes closed, but I smelled her perfume, a scent I used to love, now just smelled. Artificial and wrong. A pulsing glow against my eyelids revealed she was using her phone. A slow click of a camera shutter was followed by another. I felt the mattress shift as she leaned away, and then I heard her whisper a soft recitation of numbers, my credit card numbers. I kept my breathing steady and waited. I heard her footsteps go to the kitchen, followed by the rustle of paper from my wallet. When she came back, I noticed my wallet had been moved just a half-inch to the left. She thought I wouldn't notice. She slipped back into bed, and her breathing returned to normal. I never fell back asleep. By morning, $90,000 was gone. The charges were for high-end boutiques, fancy hotels, and first-class flights to Europe booked under her name. She hadn't even tried to hide it at breakfast. She was humming. She made scrambled eggs, toast, and coffee like nothing had happened. She looked at me. "Sleep okay?" she asked. I looked at her hands and saw she wasn't wearing her wedding ring today. It wasn't a mistake. It was a statement. She thought I'd be shocked and frozen with disbelief until she was gone, but she was wrong. I said nothing, just kissed her forehead before I left for work. Her skin felt colder than mine that night. She was gone. There was no note, just a half-empty closet and the ghost of her perfume in the air. Over the next 7 days, I kept my routine the same while I quietly traced her every move. I found all the bank statements, location history, and email confirmations she had forwarded to a hidden folder I'd known about for a while. The receipts painted a clear picture. A lavish trip of self-indulgence, Paris, Milan, a villa in the south of France booked for 2 people. The other person on the trip was a man I'd never met, but I saw his face on her social media posts, always just at the edge of the frame she had booked. Her return flight under her maiden name, which meant she wanted to re-enter the country without my name attached to her. A clean break, she thought. But she had left me something better than closure, a trail of unpaid charges. She had used a credit card I hadn't touched in years, one she didn't know I had already counseled. A Thursday afternoon, the fraud division confirmed every charge she made was authorized on paper, but since the card had been inactive for months, no funds were ever taken from my account. The transactions were logged, but unpaid. The hotels, the airlines, and the boutiques would be coming after her for their money. Her little vacation was about to become an unpaid crime spree. I waited until she got back. She walked into the kitchen wearing a new coat I recognized from one of the Paris receipts, and her arms were covered in new jewelry. She tossed her bag on the counter and unzipped it to show me silk leather and gold. "Thanks for the upgrade," she said with a mocking tone. I just smiled. "You should check your email," I said. Her expression changed when she saw the notices: payment reversals, fraud investigations, all in her name. Her companion on the trip was also linked to the charges. She looked at me. She started. I cut her off. "I didn't spend a thing," I said. Her eyes darted over the list of transactions, the flagged accounts, the warnings of possible arrest. The expensive coat on her shoulders suddenly looked much heavier. She searched my face for anger, but I gave her nothing. "You set me up," she whispered. I shook my head. "You set yourself up? I just let you finish the job." The only sound in the room was her quickened breathing. I didn't watch her pack or care where she would go. The coat and jewelry would be gone soon, probably to pay for lawyers or bail. The house felt quieter and cleaner without her perfume. The truth was, she had expected me to get angry, to break, and to beg, but I learned in the 7 days she was gone that anger is a gift you don't give to thieves. When the door finally closed behind her, I stood in the silence for a while. Then I picked up my wallet, placed it exactly where it belonged, and smiled, because the last thing she took from me was the last thing she'd ever get.